Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first episode in Not Another Whiskey Show, where we're reviewing whiskey and other spirits. You can see I like tiki, so there's going to be rum, tequila, gin, liqueurs, all the stuff that gets you drunk and is a good time. But for today's first episode, I'm excited to bring you what I think is also a YouTube first. If you're watching anytime in September 2023, well, early September, but it's Doc Swinson's 7-year bottled and bond rye from MGP. It's a 95.5 and it's an MSRP of $60, which is what I paid here in LA. I am fairly new to Rise. I started in a big way. I saw a Michter's 10-year single barrel at a bar that I had to sample, and I'm just hoping that it hasn't ruined all the other Rise for me. I've been on a quest sort of to chase that experience, and so when I saw this, I was really excited because I haven't had other Doc Swinson's products, but I know that they're well regarded. MGP. I have lots of MGPs, and I'm pretty happy with most of their stuff. It's rare to see a rye, at least for me, in this age range, proof, and price point. So I think it's a really cool convergence in what they're doing. So you can see I've gotten into this a little bit already. I like to let them breathe and give them a fair shake that way. The fresh pops are always fun, but I do find that they do change enough to where if you're just getting started, that they will evolve on you. So let's try it. No, not much of a cork pop, more of a cork squeal, but it's okay. It's what's in the bottle that matters. So for those of us who don't know much about bottled and bond, in this case, it would mean it's um, minimum of 4 years. It's always going to be 100 proof, but it's also from a single distiller in a single season. So it means that there's no like older bottles backfilled in. It's all just this run of it. Okay, so let's give it a smell. Ooh, on the nose, yeah. A lot of, I would just say bright citrus coming out, lemon and oranges. But I'd heard this description and didn't believe it, but the dill is real. The deal is real. On the nose, that herb is coming through strong and clear. A black tea, like a lemon black tea, pretty much. And then a nice layer of kind of honeyed graham cracker that, and then my experience has really opened up over time. So I'm excited to give this a first try, let you know if it's a buy or a pass. And here's to you, dear viewer. Cheers. Wow, that's good. That's good. Um, so, right up front, big rye spice blast. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, I don't want to do it an injustice, but it almost reminds me of like how a tequila carries a pepper flavor. That quickly fades into barrel, sweet oak. There's a strong herbal black tea element that follows by sort of a cool mint. But the finish is what's perhaps the best part of this. It's really lingering. It's it's like a honey covered graham cracker, um, and it's like maybe mint infused honey, um, and just really delicious how it keeps going. Again, the mouthfeel was great. The body was sort of medium, but my first N95.5, and I'm excited if this is what they're all like. It is non-chill filtered. It states that on the bottle. So um, kudos to them for keeping that and maintaining what that does to the flavor profile. Let's go in for another sip. Oh yeah, yeah. Now that it's even breathed just a few moments, that rye bread crust kind of, if you'd put honey butter on the rye bread fresh out of the oven. Mm. Yeah, the cinnamon, um, like a Like a gourmet red hot, if you can imagine that, where it's just not an artificial cinnamon, but a candied flavor, like maybe Big Red in a way, um, but far less saccharine and artificial. Yeah, just a really fine product. So I think the best thing I can do is compare them to another in my collection that's similar. So let me go ahead and take some water. And while I do that, we'll pull out the Rittenhouse Bottled in Bond by Heaven Hill. So this is a 4-year bottled in bond product, also going to be, of course, 100 proof. This is a Kentucky rye, so instead of the famous 95.5 out of Indiana, this is a 51% barely legal rye. Majority of the rest is corn. These high corn ryes are known to be sweet and easygoing. So I've been cocktailing with this and sipping on it too. This one's a special one in that it's one of the Rittenhouse first private barrels from KLL in California this time. Super fun. I do believe a step above just the standard bottle, and I like the KL's purchasing team's taste. Right away, though, you can tell this is a different product. Not to diminish it, but there is a definite ethanol, whereas this one is a little bit more refined. But beneath that, a lot of the same flavors, although this, I would say the tea is more pronounced. Not so much of the dill, not so much of the bread. Sort of like to be a little thinner on the nose, a little bit more of a honeyed flavor, but certainly fine. Nothing wrong with it. Let's go for a taste. Cheers. So interestingly, I mean, you know, right off the bat, a sweetness, like a sweet lemon black tea. A heat. To be honest, I'm not sure if sometimes that's just the proof, which isn't a bad flavor, but it's like a tongue prickling, almost effervescence. This is not spicy particularly. I would say more sweet, a slight menthol or like mint, but really drinks closer to a bourbon for me. Um, yeah. Now into that second sip, getting more of the grains, more of a honeyed cracker flavor. But let's go ahead and compare that now to the Doc Swinsons. Oh yeah, yeah. And like I was saying, this is opened up. This is smelling really nice. It just jumps right out of the glass. Um, mm, it's almost like if you opened Honey Nut Cheerios, a box of that for the first time. But that's sort of a one note, but it's carrying that wonderful kind of grainy honey sweetness that I liked that as a kid. That was always a favorite. So, all right, let's go in one more time. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This just keeps evolving. Um, some almost anise flavor, nearly almost like a mild licorice. But I mean, I know that can be off-putting for a lot of folks, but just sort of how like a root, like an herbaceous sort of not quite medicinal, but complex flavor. Then just with a wrapped in this honey-soaked sugary bread flavor that's just so wonderful. Really happy to have found this and put this in the collection. Value-wise, I'm not sure if I mentioned this was $30, as I recall. This was $60 I mentioned. The Michter's 10 will probably run you about $300. if you can find it. Most of the time it's only on secondary for that. I will say I'm happy to own both of these, but I do think this is worth 2 of these. I probably will next time buy this over a couple of these. Certainly hope they keep letting them out with more and more age. But well worth your time, and hopefully it won't be too difficult to find. So a last thought, if I haven't mentioned you next, it's not because I don't love you. It's there's just so many cool content creators out there. I want to shout out to some of the inspiration. So in no particular order, it's Bourbon Night, Real Bourbon Talk, Bourbon Kingdom, Bourbon Judge, Mash and Drum, SLB Basement Bourbon Bar, My Drinking Buddy. Gosh, all of you guys who and all of you and more. So sorry, it's been now a few takes on a couple of these, so it will let you go. Please do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite ride that I should be checking out. If you're going to plan on trying to find this Doc Swinson, if you've had it, let me know your thoughts. And you can be sure you'll be seeing these in some rye blind flights. And yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun trying to play with some of these whiskeys. So please keep subscribed, follow us, help grow the channel. But as always, drink responsibly, stay well, treat each other better, and take care of yourself. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.